fingernails, hair advice, and Amy's retreat. All this and more on today's Brilliant Observations. Do.
My neck hurts. My neck hurts so bad.
Meningitis.
Neck hurts so bad. Oh, it hurts. Go again. Try another one. Strep throat. No, it's a muscle. It hurts. The muscle hurts. What are you doing, Melissa?
Diagnosing you poorly.
I love it.
Very poorly.
I want
Look,
some more of it.
Somebody's like, you're not a doctor. You didn't go to medical school, but I've had a doctor in me.
That's
and
right.
I feel like
on the reg
through injection, I can diagnose
what does
any
he
ailment.
fucking know from a book and credentialing? Shut up. That's what I say.
Yeah.
That's the name of my Facebook group.
I thought it was check it out. Dope. Hi, Amy. How are you today?
I'm so great. How are you?
Welcome back.
Hey, thanks. Once again, I've lost my voice. This time not for cheering for young sports people, but instead for screaming and laughing because I think I was going to have, frankly, an aneurysm from laughing so hard.
Hooting and hollering.
I think I had a stroke. But it was a nice one because I was laughing really hard. Like from fitting too many people into spaces where we don't fit, falling on things, saying inappropriate things that aren't gross, like a lot of, and some are, laughing when you're supposed to be quiet. All the things that I do so well. It was really a great, great couple of days where I got to embarrass myself so thoroughly. And I don't like it, but I just went with it for the time being.
Amy went away on a writer's retreat and with only women. She's been only doing women retreats. It's almost like she's anti-male. Go ahead, everybody. Write in.
I'm on a super estro fest. No, I love the pork. Bring it. Sausage party. Set it up. As a matter of fact, the Polacks are working on a sausage party for me as we speak. Super excited.
I don't even know what to say to that.
Okay. I have many friends, some of whom
I know
don't start here. They start in other lands, and they brought their people from other lands, including the Polish lands. And because their people are here, they regularly... You remember the Polish people who had the vanilla vodka party that was so delightful?
Of course.
I'm sure it didn't have to do with vanilla vodka, but that's all I recall. So I've been to their house many times since then. And once, in recent times, they were making a sausage, kielbasa, a wurst. I didn't pay much attention to that. I wasn't available at that time. And I really missed it because I truly do want to see how the sausage is made. So I leaned on her and said, look can we do like a sausage party at your house? And that's you. All you have to say is you had me at sausage. So we're trying to match our calendars up, which is really tricky. But as soon as that happens, baby, I'm going to get that ground meat and some casing. And I know there's going to be some more vodka. Oh, that's exciting.
I think that's disgusting.
What?
I just think that's...
Is that like a Jewish
there's
thing?
a reason.
Because like pork is no and all the stuff.
No, that's not a Jewish thing. There's very few foods that make me as happy as really well done bacon. But that's just gross. If you're going to lean on that side, the Germany, Polishy, and this is from where most of my ancestors derive, I want a pierogi.
Oh my God, her pierogi.
I want a pierogi. If you're going to do it right. That's fucking sausage. Come on.
They make the noodle wrapper, which I'm sure is called something else. Do you know what I mean? The outer, I can't, the words in me today.
Shell, like the shell of it.
Well, what would you call the outside? The pasta. The pasta that they make for it is so good. And the filling also, it's also good. And then there's that other layer that I truly discount. I discount this more than most. And I just want to acknowledge, because this weekend was another exercise in reminding me how much I just throw this away. And I shouldn't. I should really, really be grateful for it. When someone else makes you something to eat.
Yes.
That's
Love.
like, you don't even, it doesn't matter if they're handing you a plate of like lukewarm turds. They've made it for you. I forget how amazing it is to be presented with a plate of food, and then you want to eat it, and then it's really good, and then you want to take a picture of it, and then you want to eat more of it, and then you want to become morbidly obese from eating it, and then go to sleep with the plate on your pillow. All of those things are layers in the experience. I always discount and forget just the act of a salad that someone else makes you is the best salad in the world. Even if there's that wet lettuce.
Yeah, you can't make it as well as anybody else does for you.
Fucking right.
In that lasagna of order that you just put out there, yes, all of those things. But you also take a picture of it. And I don't think like that. I think like, how quickly I'm drooling. Can I get this in my pie hole? Am I supposed to dip it in something? Ooh. Where are the sauces? Por ejemplo, we went parents' weekend, family weekend. Did we switch to Spanish?
I don't know. Is that a sauce? What's por ejemplo?
It means for example. For example.
Really?
Yeah, we went to.
I thought it was a food. Okay.
It is not.
It will be now.
I will be making you a full bowl
I'm going to say that
of
9 times in the next 6 hours. That's my prediction.
It.
I don't want to. I just know the way my brain works. I know the way my brain works. Por ejemplo, I just used it. And I used it right. Tell me more.
We assumed family weekend in Pittsburgh, all of the restaurants would be full with all of the families. Our hotel was on the other side of one of the rivers, and we found this German brew house that was completely empty. It was a beer hall. It was truly a hall. It was just wood everywhere. The uniforms, the costumes they had to wear when serving. Yes, ma'am.
I'm very confused. I raised my hand. I'm very confused. You were in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
And there was a German beer hall.
Yeah.
That was empty?
Completely empty. Maybe there was a couple in one of the booths, and it was so like, here's our lederhosen, here's our, like, all of the clothes they were wearing were amazing.
So you were in a perfect German beer hall in Pittsburgh.
It was incredible.
I don't understand. And it was in October.
It was, yes, Oktoberfest.
Okay. He needs to withdraw from this university. Time to go. Something is fundamentally wrong in this
it was amazing.
City of Pittsburgh.
But wait, it gets better. Everybody else was doing like the closer to the campus, other side of the river, whatever.
Nope, don't defend them. It's
nobody
not okay.
was hungry.
They're in the wrong place. They made the mistake. Only you have the knowledge. I do not accept.
Don't spread it. It was great.
Fundamentally. All right, I'm hanging on. I'm angry, but I'm hanging on.
Nobody was hungry, but we went for a walk and we walked in. They just wanted to get a beer and hang out. Yes, with my son. Just the 4 of us. It was a family of 4. So, of course, Stuart orders like you would, and he says, we'll take the sampler plate.
Tell the chef we're here. Yeah.
Exactly. Whichever courses he has ready, begin.
It's our first time in lederhosen.
Stuart actually has a friend named George who only eats at the best restaurants.
No, I'm teasing you. Okay. He only eats at the best restaurants. Go ahead.
And he has no idea what he's going to eat until he sits down and tells the chef he's there. So it could be 9 courses, 12 courses, and he just turns over his black card, I assume. And yeah, so I could never go out to eat with George because I need more information than you'll eat what's put on your plate. I can't.
I am George. I'm George's spirit animal. I can do that. At the dessert course, yes. But that's really the only one. That's really the only one that's fair game for me. Because the whole creatures of the sea, they're my friends.
Not for you?
They're my friends. They're my friends. I get scared of them. I don't want to eat them. I don't like
He would shock you by what he's eaten from the sea.
I've eaten
its spawn.
Them. I just don't enjoy it. I've eaten them and I don't. It's not my jam. I don't like to eat them. I've eaten the urchin. I've eaten the octopus.
I've eaten them all.
I've eaten them all. I've eaten them raw. I've eaten them cooked. I've do the thing.
This one's poison. So if I die, tell the chef. I'm like, that means he didn't make it right. How does I can't? It's too much pressure.
I've not had the poison blowfish, but I don't seek it. You know what I've never had? Get ready to hold on to your ass flaps.
I'm right now.
I've never held
oranges. Yeah.
Let's get back to the Pittsburgh bratwurst. I think I'm going to tangent.
What have you never had?
Salmon.
Is that the end of your sentence? Salmon done well? I was waiting for more.
Period.
You've never eaten salmon.
Correct. I know. It doesn't seem like it fits, right? I didn't mean you to have a whole blinky like dry eye syndrome, but the reality,
I don't know what to say to that.
I've not had it. I just
made a whole Costco sheet of it 2 days ago for the dogs and myself.
Everybody serves it. It's always on the table. It's always in the fridge. It's always. It's at every single course of every single meal.
What about lox?
No, that's salmon. I have not ever had the fish that's pink and swims upstream and is majestic and goes in the bear mouth and we love it and you smoke it and put it on a salt board and all the things. No, never. No, not once. Not in any way. No, haven't.
In
Nope.
50 years.
I've bought it. I've never had it. Yep. 52 years.
I almost take that as a challenge.
I don't want it. Every time I try to psych myself up to do it. I don't want it. It's like I don't desire it. And now
Now,
I know it's going to be forced on me. And why did I do this to myself again?
well, you're lucky I'm so far away. I can't force anything on you.
Nobody can force anything on me, and yet they're so well-meaning, and I can't say no when things are offered. I want to say no so much.
So in 52 years, nobody's offered you salmon.
No, they offer it in ways that I can say no. But now that it's out there in the world, they'll pull the Amy card, and I'm powerless over that because I set up the rules. This is the rule that I'm breaking, but I was breaking it in silence, and now I've told myself. Because
Okay,
I tell the
local
kids you have to
community
do
to Amy.
things that you're afraid of. You have to try a
Outside your
taste
box.
just once. You have to, don't spit on my dashboard. All the things that you're supposed to say, I will do. Now I have to eat the salmon.
That's
So-
vile. Don't spit on my dashboard. I'm
I
not
don't
letting that
mean
go.
to, but it happens. It happens.
Dear
with some
listeners,
regularity.
local to Fugazi, I'm going to put in a request. Start her off mild with maybe a salmon teriyaki sort of.
God,
something
please,
she
no.
might salt.
Oy. Can you just eat it raw like a bear? Can you just chew into the side
Raw?
of it?
No. Well,
Isn't
you
that a
can.
thing?
It's
Is
called
that like
sushi.
sashimi? Do they do it with salmon?
Yes,
Why? Because people want that?
because they do it with everything.
No. It
To
has
me,
a
that's crazy.
smell. It is a thing. It's
So you do not like any fish, and you just haven't eaten salmon?
not particularly. I will order and eat
Go ahead.
a cod.
It's a good fish.
I like cod.
Peter Pan said, "Say you're a codfish. Codfish is a good fish." I don't know why he's insulting Captain Hook that
I think
way.
because are they on the bottom? Are they bottom feeders, or does it sound like cock?
Yeah, I don't think Peter Pan had that in mind when he was chilling with the Lost
I think
Boys.
Peter Pan was thinking about some cock.
Then Wendy should have looked the other way. He's too young to be thinking like that.
Did they get together?
No.
Add it up. Add it up.
He
Add it
never
up.
grew
Fairy
up. No
dust.
woman.
He
no
never
woman
grew
wants
up.
to be with a man
he never
who
grew
never
up.
grows
he
up.
flew around. He flew to the star on the twinkle of the side. Yep. And that he freed all the people and let them go. And the alligator with the clock.
It's a crocodile.
There's a lot of things happening. Okay. All right.
Never smile.
Okay, show off. Can we get back to the brats? Can we get back to the pit brats, please?
So we walk in this place. We sit down alone, obviously. They got the sampler plate, which was the largest this largest pretzel I've ever seen in my life. And it came with beer cheese, and it came with like a horseradishy cheesy sauce, and there was so much happening.
Was it on a
this
plate flat, or was it like hanging from a meat hook that they brought to your table?
It was on a plate flat, and
Nice.
inside
Like a
all
platter.
the holes,
Yeah.
on the plate, were all the sauces that,
Oh, the pretzel.
But at that, this is the reason I doglegged here, but at that meal, which wasn't a meal, it was a snack, I tasted pierogies that would make you cry.
Right.
And when I watched my spawn reach for a pierogi after I knew how good they were, I was almost like one of my dogs when you go to like take food out of their bowl. I was like, like don't touch. Don't you want the
they're
pretzel?
tender,
I want the
and they
pierogi.
can be stuffed with who knows what the stuff's in there because you could have all different kinds. My favorite ones are when it's like ricotta. I'm not sure what they put in there, but it still has like a texture. So the cheese has been dried in such a way where it's that creamy cheese like you might have in a lasagna, right? So you can picture it as ricotta cheese, yeah? But it still has like the grains of texture because it's dry enough. She's physically wiping her face with her hand.
I'm drooling. I can't.
But you
Go
bite
ahead.
it, and then you have like the soft, almost steamed pasta on the outside. So it's got the perfect tooth, and it just gives. And then inside that, it's creamy, but also a little dry, and it's got that thicker texture. And then you get back to the other side where there's more pasta, and then you just lay on the floor and rub your stomach like Winnie the Pooh.
Wait. You didn't dip it in anything.
I don't
you didn't
have
even
to
like
applesauce, sauerkraut, sour cream. I don't have to. I don't
did
have
sour
to.
cream.
I don't. I do them.
cried.
Sometimes I do them both because I'm not Polish, and I can break the rules, but you're not supposed to. You're supposed to have a
that plate
preference, and yeah.
Also had a potato latke on it,
Yep.
or two.
Yes.
Right. So
yes,
potato pancakes.
yes.
So
Oh
that was two different spots on this platter had sour cream. I'm in. I'm all in. You can dip something in sour cream. Yes, please.
Yeah,
Two
I'm
potato
on
base
that.
to the. Yes, please.
I will eat the sour cream by itself.
It's delicious.
I sometimes just get in there. And when you see it on the commercial when they're doing it, they're like, take a dollop of Daisy, put a spoon in your face. And I'm like, you're jerks. Nobody buys your product for itself. You're just a blender. And then I got it home and I was like, I'm doing it. I'm going in.
I'll lick the spoon. I'm not peanut buttering it. Like I'll put a spoon in for it. But after I've mixed
it's
whatever,
not fucking yogurt. I mean, we're still.
I'll lick the spoon.
Come on.
But for me, the pierogies were the texture of it, like the outside pinched edges, and how, in a way that ravioli can never have, right?
What?
Ravioli can be al dente around the corner.
Brian?
It could be al dente around the corner and it could be delicious, but in a pierogi, there's a fried factor that has it just under the crispness of...
Senator, your time has expired.
Oh, no.
A point of order.
You make amazing ravioli.
A ravioli defeats a pierogi. That's a fact. I'm not sure how you brought that falsehood to the court, but the jury will disregard your last sentence.
The jury
is
our audience, and that is our new poll.
No. Ravioli beats pierogi. That's not a question. How? Okay. How long do we have for this?
I have had amazing ravioli.
What happened to you?
But the pierogies that I had, pierogies can be awful. They can be soggy and gross.
We're not discussing bad pierogies. Why would you bring those into the play?
So we're discussing between magical pierogies and magical ravioli.
Or any and all. Yeah, no, I'll stick with magical because it is possible that raviolis can have bad things done to them.
So what's your favorite kind of ravioli?
A rough place. I'm not sure what you mean.
Stuffing.
Well, there's only one kind, and it's cheese. If you put other things in there, technically it's still a ravioli, but that's like, what kind of jokes are your favorite? There's funny jokes, and then there's jokes. So
really,
what are you gonna eat? A meat ravioli?
No, but they have
come on
spinach and ricotta.
White people do have those. That's right.
White people.
Yep.
I don't remember watching you change races, but I'll continue.
I have white in me. I got the white in me. They sing that song.
I've got the white in me.
Is that even who sings I got the white in me? Who sings that?
That's Randy Newman who sings I've got the white in me.
He's got a friend in me.
He's super white.
Oh my God, he's a pervert. I've got a friend in me. Is that what he's singing?
We're gonna get sued for this.
Little
Dear Toy
Randy,
Story.
I didn't realize
we're so
that
sorry.
He was a pig. I thought, has he been a subversive pig this whole time? I thought he was just
he's
kind
delightful
of like a
doing
ho-hummy.
kids. So it's not ravioli to you unless it's just cheese inside?
No, I understand that people can.
Oh my God, I need ravioli now. Oh my God, I need pierogies.
I understand that people can play with their food. I do. I understand that fundamentally all dumplings are the same. And I fundamentally understand that in the pecking order, the king of them is the fucking ravioli. Don't come at me with your Asian steam buns because I will fight you.
So dim sum means nothing to you.
They have their place. And
dim sum can suck a dick.
How far? I love the empanada, right? But if you're talking about a cooked dough exterior surrounding a delight, that's a fucking ravioli. Can we? I'm not because I don't understand how you think something else could be happening.
Dear listener, Amy will be creating a poll for this very question. She will give you choices. I didn't even put empanada on there because I'm stupid.
At the end of the poll will be a sharpened point, turning that poll into a spear, and I will stab you in the fucking neck if you answer incorrectly.
A spear in you. Well, no, it's anonymous, so you're safe, dear listener. I would like to know if you'd like to write us at brilliantobservations@gmail.com. You could see us on all the socials, on Twitter and Instagram at Listen Brilliant, and right there on Facebook where you can find the poll, Brilliant Observations or Brill Ob Squad will get you directly there, and you will tell her that a brilliant pierogi tops any soggy ravioli out there.
Who's making a soggy ravioli for you? What's the matter with you?
I don't know. You buy it. It's in the freezer and you drop it in the boiling water.
For God's sake. Okay.
And then you put it in canned sauce.
Sorry. Hang on a second for me.
And that cannot be as good as that beautiful pierogi that I smeared in sour cream and rubbed on my lips and face.
I am with you there. Okay, now I understand. We're dealing with a disorder. I understand.
What's the disorder?
What you just described, because that's not food. That's not. Oh God. Okay, there's nothing wrong with canned tomato sauce. There's nothing wrong with that, depending. Categorically, it's possible to achieve greatness in that category. The can itself does not preclude greatness. Having said that, you have shared with me in our private moments.
Yeah.
That part of your past involves some culinary abuse.
It does. The fish sticks? Are you referring to the fish sticks?
With ketchup on the top.
Yeah. Plain sauce. Yeah.
Plain sauce?
A stripe of tomato. A stripe of tomato sauce.
Okay, if you had put a stripe of glue on top of your fish sticks and called it plain sauce, now I can't. Fish sticks and peanut butter is not a thing. Okay? Stop it. Stop. I'm getting upset. I'm getting hot.
So how do you have ravioli? You make it. You make the dough. You fill it yourself, and then you press it out. And
yeah. Yep. Yeah. And if my husband were a listener, thankfully for us all, he's not. He would be sitting here laughing, saying, "When's the last time you fucking made a raviolis?" Never. I used to make it. It was the New Year's Eve. That was the meal we would make. My grandmother would make raviolis for everybody. That's what you would have, right? And it got to be a bit much, so then we would scale it back and have raviolis and lasagna and maybe something else, and then less and less and less. But a ravioli is like a pierogi. You make it, and if you can find one that's been made by somebody else that's worth eating, you need to marry that person. That's it. There's not a whole lot of pre-made. There's some that you can get by. I mean, what are we talking about? Chocolate? There's shitty chocolate that's still chocolate, and you're going to eat it, and you're going to be happy. And then there's chocolate that really shouldn't even be called
Now you're
chocolate.
Speaking my language.
Okay?
Yes. Okay.
So there are.
Okay.
So I understand how the world spins, right? I get it. But if we're talking about a ravioli and you want to figure out what's a ravioli taste like, it doesn't begin with a canned sauce on top of an unwrap the freezer packet. That's not where we begin. That's not. It's not.
So if you're not going to make it yourself, if you're not going to, and I have, as a gift from my spouse, I have that KitchenAid that will make, has all the extensions to make pasta, which will never happen.
That's falsehood. We're going to do it this year. You're done. Tough shit. I'm sorry.
I can't imagine.
Some thoughts came out through my front. I'm not going to retract them, but they are factual accurates.
If you were not going to make it and you were going to purchase it, is there any ravioli making company that you would slightly endorse? Like I've seen them in the refrigerated section, not freezer.
Right.
And that means you know when you're going to eat it. Because freezer is, I have no idea when I'm going to eat this, but I know it's going to be on the someday scale. Or when the freezer loses power and I have to throw them all out.
Well, we have a local purveyor who doesn't even make them. He has them frozen shipped down from his connection in Long Island. So, I mean, we have those. And then he brands them himself as if he makes them. But I know for a fact he does not. So it's that way in the world. You kind of have to look around and find. So for somebody looking for a reasonable ravioli option for yourself, I would say here are a couple of mile markers for you, right? Here's some boxes to look for. Here's a good checklist, right?
I have a pen. Wait, go ahead.
It starts very, very easy. Go to the freezer section of a store that usually charges way more for stuff than you want to pay.
Go ahead.
Great. Now when you're in there, look for the 3 most expensive ravioli that they have that are all standard, that aren't like hinky, gluten, quinoa, lick 'em, stick 'em, dickhead. Don't get any of those kind. Just look for their everyday ravioli. And if it looks like, of all the choices, there's one of them that the shelf is 3/4 empty and it's got a 3 to 90% markup over what the ingredients require, that's a good tip-off to try that brand. Then you have to eat it once and decide if you agree. That's usually how you can find the thing that is only good. Even if the packaging sucks, even if the name is stupid, even if it's way overpriced, if there's very little of it on the shelf always, only one place in town has it, and it costs way more than it should, usually that's the thing that you're supposed to be eating.
Do you ever order ravioli in a restaurant?
Rarely. I have to know the restaurant quite well. To make it worth my while.
There's a restaurant here that makes pumpkin ravioli seasonally, obviously, with what you saw me putting in my dog's food this morning, to be honest.
Pumpkin ravioli, butternut squash ravioli, lobster ravioli. They're all a delight.
Lobster ravioli.
Yeah, but I'm not going to, that's not like a...
But they're delicious.
Sure. They're variations, right? And nothing, this is a weird comparison, but it kind of stands out to me. I hope maybe it works. Maybe it doesn't. There is no other Oreo cookie. There are lots of cookies that are like an Oreo cookie, and they can be great. And you can have a sandwich cookie that's great. But there's an Oreo cookie, and then there's everything else. So in ravioli, there's a properly made ravioli. And then there's ravioli-adjacent pasta products with stuffing. And some of them are great.
Stuart just had a keto-friendly, air quote, sure. Oreo cookie.
I bet he did.
And he said, there was nothing wrong with that cookie. I'm like,
there was something wrong with the person eating it.
Okay, if you say so. He's like, well, the cookie part was delicious. No. Let me try the cream now. I'm
That's
like,
what happens when you're too far into a cult. You forget what reality is. Your normal gets reset. This is really a far away from the bratwurst at Pit Oktoberbrest. I would like to hear about it.
Oktoberbrest. So we had a delicious meal there, and you're saying that you have a sausage making fest coming up, and I guess all I wanted to say was you should do it pierogies instead of sausage, because
they're the kind
sausage.
of people that you can't walk past them without getting 8 other extra plates of food that you didn't expect. They're my people. So I'm certain that those will be there.
Are they listeners?
Yes. The English speakers among them are listeners. Yes.
I like pierogies.
Oh, stop. Nobody's shipping you anything.
Shipping? I'm coming to you.
Okay. And
I'm coming to you.
Did you ever run in? Now we have to have a Polish-Italian fest, and we got to do the dueling pastas. All right. Did we have a
I'll make kugel for it. We'll throw some Jewies in there.
Get the tickets. Call the flight. We're coming.
Okay. We're having our own convention.
I love that you think that this is not going to happen. That's my favorite part of these crack-a-mamie ideas, because crack-a-mamie.
I think it's cockamamie.
No, but it's crack-a-amy. It's crack-a-mamie. My nieces call me Mamie. We're now having crack-a-mamie ideas forever. Hashtag crack-a-mamie. Brian?
I was just commenting on your sausage fest, but I wanted to ask you in person. Yes. There's some things I teased on the beginning of this 7 hours ago.
You're so cute when you do that.
When we start thinking I was going to hit any of those topics. There's the latest trend I've seen on TikTok with, people talk about, what are we doing with our vagina hair? What are we doing with, and I see a lot of girls. I feel the need to
stop you before you get rolling.
I see a lot of girls.
I don't think that's a TikTok theme. I think you're maybe on Pornhub. What are you doing?
No, it is a TikTok theme.
What are we doing with our vagina hair? Are we making Christmas ornaments? I don't understand the question.
No, how are we shaving it? Are we staying full bush? Are we it is very much a TikTok thread that's out there.
What's on trend?
Well, I'm asking because the few of the TikToks I've seen recently
I don't get to know the vaginal trends.
I'm leaving it. Are super long pointy nails.
Ew. Yes.
Now, first of all, ouch. Anything you're going to do, you're going to hurt yourself. But also, they're not very practical. And to the eyeball, they are not attractive. So can you tell me what the appeal is or how you've seen it in the world that I don't enter?
I have seen it, and I actually have a direct connection. I have seen it, and I have a direct connection. When people are in the world, usually it's in a service business. This is someone who is working a cash register or bringing you something to a table or
service.
Yeah, they're in a service business. And so I fundamentally don't get that, because aren't you using your hands to go tic-tac on the thing?
Constantly.
And they don't use the fingernail part to press the keys. They use the side finger. They use the side boob of the finger.
Okay.
To go ding dong, ding ding dong, ding 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 dong dong dong. And I'm like, you're going to break your wrist trying to do this. And you still are click-clacking the Guinness Book record finger pants that are on the ends of your fingers. And they go ting, 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 ting. And I don't get it. And I don't understand it. You're going to cut somebody, including yourself. And then a friend of mine.
Go ahead.
Posts on, because a friend of mine posts, what's with all these fucking long pointy fingernails? It's creepy, and what are you doing? And then a mutual friend goes, I love it. And she put a picture of her hands with these bat claws coming at you, like touching. She's taken her hand and put your fingers down like you're going to do a Boy Scout salute. And the fingernails went all the way to the palm part of her fleshy part of her hand. And she held it there in the picture. And in the background, she was in Las Vegas. And I'm like, you're painting a picture for me. I didn't realize that was a part of your world, that you could just magically, like, where are you right now? I'm at the beach. I'm in the supermarket. I'm in Vegas with my long Dracula nails. So I don't understand how this professional, accomplished, world-beating woman.
And when you asked her, what the fuck, what'd she say?
And they looked janky and bad. They weren't even well done. They do that thing where they start to grow out. And so you get regular nail before you get the pretend nail that's been filed into a shank at the end. And then also there's the color was like weird. And there was some kind of chappy business. Like somebody had not done the cuticles properly. The whole thing. Why?
So we're here to tell you that's not attractive. It's actually dangerous. It's
How are you supposed to go to the bathroom?
Wiping.
How can you get toilet paper in your lady bits and parts? We have gay friends, and they always tell us, yeah, we do a lot of hand washing. We keep our nails nice and trim. Not this. Ow! I don't want that on my stuff.
So you know a human who's a functional adult and not.
She has a proper job in a corporate setting, wear a suit job, and she's got those nails. Maybe
that's ridiculous.
Maybe it's like a fuck you. Maybe it's a way of saying, I could do what I want. Don't tell me. Don't come at me with your have to wear sleeves and nylons. I'll do what I like.
Oh my God, putting on nylons.
Yeah, can you imagine?
I don't do that anyway. But still, if I did, that's my favorite. But still, the dumbest answer out there.
I think the fingernails are getting longer and pointier. And I don't understand why. You know, maybe it's COVID. Maybe it's because in COVID, people were like, I'm not making bread. I'm doing my fingernails. So fuck you.
You grow gray out and you do your hair. You were also looking for some hair advice. But you let that happen in COVID.
I'm super over the gray. I don't like it.
The whole cast of the new Sex and the City is gray for the Sex and the City movie they're doing.
That's dumb.
And there's a whole thing about how come men can age and get gray and women can't.
They can't. That's how come. You look stupid.
Not if you want to stay looking young, right? So that's just you can. Of course you can.
No, there is absolutely beautiful, lustrous gray hair. Yes, and it is associated with old. And if you don't want to be associated with old, you got to know that going in. There's not anything wrong with embracing old. There's not anything wrong with wrinkles on your face or on your body. Nothing at all. Just like there's nothing at all wrong with having no wrinkles and dyed hair. Like it's what makes you feel vibrant. That's not the word youthful. That's not code for old is not vibrant. I'm saying what makes you feel vibrant. And when my hair is gray, I don't feel vibrant. And I don't care how long I've been indoctrinated into thinking that. So be it. Hair dye is easy. Feeling like a dull, sat on a shelf is not for me. I will dunk my head in that shit all day long until I can't be bothered with it. But I think I'll always probably be bothered with it.
Yeah, I get a haircut in 2 days, and she does roots and cuts the hair. And I feel so much better after that first shower where I pop out and I'm like, oh, look at you being human again.
My hair is something that has the power to surprise me a lot. I think people who know me can appreciate that.
I think your hair surprises everybody.
I think people who know me can appreciate that sentence in all of its forms. So the truth is, I accept and revere the power of my hair on my body to surprise me. And here's what I mean. When I catch a glimpse of myself, I'm always surprised. And it's a delight when I actually look better than I think. That only happens.
When does that happen?
When my hair has been attended to by someone else. So I don't.
Oh, it's like the salad. You can't make a good salad, but anybody else makes it for you.
I like that it's got a different color in it and the things are right. So I'm going to cut it. I'm in the process of saying I'm going to cut it. right now it comes down past the bra strap. So that's a lot of hair. So I think it's probably going to go to in between the top of the shoulders and where the little adjuster clasp is on your bra. Do you know where that sits, in the front or in the back?
I do.
Collarbone is the name that I'm pointing to on my body.
I do, but I don't think you want that, is what I'm saying.
So I'm not going to have my hair cut that way. I'm going to keep it the way it is.
Not that short. That seems like
I've had it way shorter than that for a long time. But anyway, go ahead.
I think part of your identity for so long has been this incredible wild hair, and you're saying, I want to take a foot off the bottom.
Yeah, it'd probably be, it's between 6 and 8 inches would go. Yeah, sure. Yeah.
I think it's more than that. You don't think it's more than that?
I haven't bothered. I'll check. I have a photograph. I'll put it in the history log. What is it called? The socials. People can say, I think I could do it. Here's the thing. You could
do anything, but is it going to require you doing more every morning to your hair?
No. Everybody knows when I do my hair, it's a magical moment. And everybody knows I don't do my hair ever. So like those magical moments are made all the more magical simply because they've occurred. So I feel like if I cut my hair, I'm more likely to increase my magical moments. I'm not going to cut it like a man. If I cut it to like a regular woman's haircut that's just shorter than it is now, with half the volume, it's like sheep shearing day. I'll put a picture up. I think I could do it.
And it'll grow back. So even if it's something that just, you would still be able to wear it up. You would still be able to throw it back.
I'm breaking my rule. I'm going to stop. I'm talking and doing at the same time. And I'm going to send you a photo at the same time as I'm talking to you. Just sent you the haircut. I love it. I feel like that's an okay, right?
That's gorgeous. I love it.
Does that seem like it's still very voluminous and untamed and crazy,
yes,
but something that I could manage?
Yes. I love it. I love it. I love it. Do it. Do it. Do it.
I'm going to try it.
And if you do it and you hate it, you're just putting it in a messy bun on top.
No, my hair grows so fast. It's kind of embarrassing. So,
but you could messy bun it till it grows and you're fine.
And it's not really
definitely
short.
do it. It's gorgeous.
Well, I'm not going to look like that, but I could pretend. So I'm going to do that.
I'm looking only at her hair. It's gorgeous.
Very good. Copy that check. Brian, there's a walker in the street. I want it so bad. It's one of those walkers with a shelf on it. The metal cage walker that you like. It's like a knee walker. I'm super going to take. I want it so much.
What do you mean it's in the street?
Somebody put it in their trash. They have a whole row of stuff in the trash. They have one of those chairs that's made out of it's like a giant scoop that you sit in, the rattan thing with the papasan. They have one of those, and so they must have been moving some stuff out. But they have a walker out there, and I really.
Why is a walker appealing to you? To me, that's end of life. Don't touch that, or
because what could possibly be wrong with this walker other than the person is walking now? I just want it.
What do you need it for? How could you repurpose it, or how could you? What do you mean you want it?
I'm not sure what you mean by need. There's a walker out there. I gotta get it. I left it. You know how I join stuff? I love to take things from the trash. I really feel like I feel like they deserve it, and it's going to be great. So I've resisted. I got a typewriter from the kids' school. I'm staring at it.
Typewriter's different. Typewriter's different. A walker.
It's a giant cast iron black Remington with the ting and the weird.
That's amazing. Yep. Now you're talking about a walker. That's a collectible.
Well,
Yours is
purple. No, it's not like the one with the tennis balls on the bottom. It's like the one with like the purple metal frame and the black handles like bike hand. I don't know. It just looked like a walker. Why are you throwing out a walker? All right, I'm done. I'm just saying, doesn't everybody want to grab stuff out of the trash?
Sometimes people throw things away that one person's trash is another person's treasure. That's not a phrase because I just put it together. But yes, but there's the embarrassment of, hey, wait a minute. Wasn't that my trash 3 weeks ago that you are now whizzing around the street on? Whatever. Number 2, I lived with my great aunt and great uncle right after lost race for the U.S. Senate, blah, 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 before moving in with my current husband, future husband.
No, I like current. I mean,
whatever.
That's optimistic for him.
She would drive by and collect things like that were sitting on the street. She would yard sale during the weekends. And he finally said to her, you can only bring something in this house if you get rid of 2 other things that are already in this house.
That's the shoe defense, and it doesn't work. It's the shoe defense.
Is somebody told you that with shoes?
You're only allowed to have a new pair of shoes if an existing pair of shoes goes away. You can't.
So you're only allowed to replace? That's ridiculous.
After a point.
But space-wise, if you're bringing in new pieces of furniture, that you're going to run out of space. Houses aren't meant to hold all of the furniture.
Why do you have to have one house? I mean, there's other ways to solve this problem.
Well, you are garbage picking, so I'm going to guess that multiple houses are not really an option for you.
Just saying. I mean, the more that I say it out loud, I don't think that I would want to use a trash can walker. Like I don't know that you could ever really make it clean to the point where you
I don't know that
good.
It's dirty. You don't need a walker.
It is in the street, in the refuse pile. So I feel like I should start there. I have a problem with hierarchy.
Power washer could get that shit as clean as you need it to be. Nonetheless, what's happening?
I don't know. I drove past it 3 times today. Just the way my morning worked. I had to be out a lot before doing this.
Yeah.
And every time, just the pull of that thing, I want it.
My neighbor had out a small table and small chairs.
See, grab that shit. Take it to the lacquer guy, and now you got a beach house.
Like a small, like for when your kids are little, small tables, small chairs that are all made out of wood. It was beautiful. But her children, all 3 of them, have outgrown it. And all I could see in my head was sanding it down and staining it in like a just a black stain and then going over it just to give it some weathering and then selling it on any place, marketplace, Facebook Marketplace. A, like you said, I'm not going to do it. B, I'm not, like you said, I'm not going to do it well. And C, that's really, I would never throw that out. I would have that forever. And Stuart would be like, the kids don't use this, but we don't throw it out. We hand it down. We have a friend who had a kid, and I'm sure that kid needs a table, but those chairs, they're so cute. I just wanted you could get money for that. I see the desire to do it. I just don't have the skills required to pull it off.
Where's this table now? Did you leave? Is the moment gone?
Moment's gone.
God fucking damn.
I know. Mallory saw it too, and she was like, oh, I'm like, I cannot pick through my neighbor's trash.
Why? Somebody stole your table?
Oh my God, somebody stole my table that wasn't trash.
That's what I'm saying. You got to strike while the iron is hot.
Says the woman who left the purple walker.
You don't think it's still there. You don't think I leave so much stuff. I should learn, because guess what? This is really going to take a bad turn.
Oh, I can't wait.
Buckle up. So a friend of mine who I was just chatting with, we were having one of these, rambling conversations. Imagine I was involved. So we were having one of these. How did we get talking about this? And, 8 people that she knew in college 1,000 years ago. Cut to, she was helping somebody move out of a really substandard situation. And the furnishings in the home had been neglected. There was some food that had been left, and it was neglected. And for whatever reason, she decided she couldn't just haul that shit to the street. She had to try to clean it up. And I'm going to reference our good friend Elsie, who ate maggot pancakes, and tell you there were maggots up in this chair. She dragged it to the street, took the Silkwood shower, and went about her business. And by the time she finished unpacking and helping this debilitated person get into a better life situation, somebody had took the maggot chair. You should throw up in your hand, because that's what's going on with that walker.
Oh my God.
The house that it's in front of is so swank. I kind of straighten up when I drive past. It's a very nice, I know these people, it's a nice house. I didn't realize they had a walker, but I wouldn't have put a Papasan chair in their house either. But that's what I'm saying. So I'm not saying that there's maggots on this walker, but there could have been. I don't know what's the situation. I don't know what the backstory. I don't know who's been pushing this or what they've been pushing. So I should stay out of the trash.
All right. And I'm okay letting that table and chairs go.
I should stay out of the trash, but I won't. Here's the other thing I want to say to you, because it occurred to me just this morning. I'm sorry, but I'm going to. So here's what happened.
Uh-oh.
I realized that a lot of the things that I do, I feel like everybody does. But here's one that I realized.
Just you?
That, I think that almost everything I do, nobody does. I'm learning this over and over again. Because here's one. When you go away somewhere, do people regularly take out a book and write down what you say?
No.
They don't keep a list of things that you say? That always happens to me. And it happened again.
Like cockamamie?
No, they say,
ideas?
I have to write that down and remember it. And they open up a book and they write it down. And then later they say, get the book. And this happens all the time. You've done it to me. You have a list. This has happened to me a lot, and it happened again. This does. Yeah, I feel like this is what happens to everybody. And then I realized, I don't think it does happen to everybody. I think that there's a lot of books out there with things in it, like, now I don't have my drink anymore because I spit in it. And that's what I said with you. And also, I don't even have to wear these underpants. And in fact, I said it at this conference to someone else who was having an underpant problem. And I said to her, you don't even have to wear those underpants. And I started screaming because it meant a different thing and also the same thing in a better context.
Totally useful. It's a very versatile phrase.
These books are valuable. These books of gems have to be combined into some kind of something.
Well, you have to write down the names of people who all have them so that we can publish.
I feel like everybody does this.
And it will be called Amy's Cockamamie.
The Cockamamies. That's great. Was it Crackamamie? We don't care. I'm back to you. I'm just saying.
Crackamamie Amy.
I'm just saying. I'm now heightened because I was like, there was another book that got started. There's always a book. There's always a book that got started. All right. I'm going to leave the walker in the street. And that's hard for me to say.
Dear listener, do you pass shit by and think, I mean, I'm not talking going to yard sales and asking, you got owls? I'm wondering if you see shit and choose to make other people's shit your treasure. Trash to treasure. Kind of like, ready? From treasure to trash. Have you heard about Chris Pratt recently?
No!
Chris Pratt is the least favorite Chris in the Chris on Chris universe,
what did
right?
Did he do something again? I thought he was mean and ugly a minute ago.
Well, he was mean and ugly in that he's like in this super weird Zoe religion, and he's so he posts something, and his girlfriend, the Schwarzenegger Kennedy girl, whatever, is clipping his toenails, and he basically
That's not a thing, Chris. You remember how I was telling you about the book? People don't have books of things that their friends say. That's so if somebody's clipping your toenails and you're not in a professional setting, that's not okay, Chris. Let's help.
Well, he just said not great things about her or talked about her like she was a possession, or it was just so weird, his references, without referring to her at all, but what she does to, it's just totally self-centered. So you have like Chris Evans, Chris Pine, Chris Pratt, and Hemsworth, right? Those are the four big Chris's. They flushed him. He went from hero to zero in the matter of a fucking post. Over
the toenails? Or just over being a giant beefcake dickhead?
Yes, about his, I was having a day and then I went out and ran to my Zoe Christian music and thought that would bring me back to, he just stepped in it. And I don't know if it's just Instagram or TikTok, they would set him on fire. The Zoe Church.
You keep saying that like people understand it. I don't know what that is.
So there's this religious Zoe Church thing, and it makes life harder for LGBTQ people by suggesting that queerness is a choice or a problem that they should have reversed or fixed.
Who is Zoe? Is Zoe the god?
I don't understand. Look, religion is not something I really subscribe to. So I can't really engage with
there, but I think you do. I know we don't have time for that. I'm just saying, I don't know what Zoe is. And if it's a mean church, if he's in the church of mean, then I don't want him anymore.
Then
mean.
He came out with these posts that talked about his girlfriend, fiance, wife. I don't even know what she is anymore.
They have a baby and they're married.
Well, you don't have to be married to have a baby, but okay.
Both of those things are true in his case.
I accept that. But writing about her like she's a possession, it just, the whole thing was super creepy. And
I remember when you were sleeping on Ray Dong Chong's couch, Chris. Yes. Blazing up some weed every fucking day. One hand down your sweatpants. Things changed since then,
though, right?
So why don't you just sit the fuck down,
get back to your roots? He has
clip
a purple
your
walker,
own toenails, and stop it.
Or get them done.
Gross.
Here's a walker. Take yourself there. It's purple.
Super gross. The whole
thing. So Chris
super,
Pratt is on the
gross.
shit list now. I would like you to research it. We will give you, I think you could only handle one quiz at a time or one survey on our post. So
look,
you can write in and let us know your thoughts on the Pratt situation.
Before you write into Pratt, who's being a total Pratt, which I love that his name is so fucking perfect. It would be better if his first name was Brad, only because Brad means little nail. Yeah, so that's
Brad Pratt.
That's what
Brad Pratt.
Brad Pratt. Yeah, I just want to pop your balloon. All right, so I have to tell you this one thing because I still kind of don't believe that it happened.
Uh-oh.
I didn't realize that a super close friend of mine has a stair phobia. Didn't know. I feel like she told me a lot, but I didn't listen.
Climbing them?
Didn't make any sense. Yep. Real coming down from it. Well, because like 9
she live in a
people.
ranch?
No, 9 people, maybe more, who kind of can't get on the escalator. Everybody knows that their stairs are kind of weird anyway. So I sort of accept that everybody's kind of a weirdo on the stairs. So I don't give it too much credence. But she really, I learned later, has like a legit stair trauma. So I didn't know this when I was behind her on the stairs of a metal floating ferry boat taking us from the island to the mainland. And she was carrying some heavy bags of shite. And it was blowsy winsy and movie roundy. And she got up at the top of the step. And I'm walking behind her because you know how you walk. Like you're just walking and there's egress. You continue.
Like 1 foot after the other.
No, man. She was like a horse at an obstacle and stopped.
Oh, my God.
Fucking didn't move. Like, stairs get scary when people stop moving because now we're all falling down the stairs. Okay? So she was on the top step.
It's a self-fulfilling prophecy here.
She was on the top step, and I had the presence of mind, and I was like 1 step behind enough that my knee was coming up. And I thought, wait a minute, red light. She's not moving. And my knee was like hovering in the air, like, what now? And before I knew what was happening, she sat down.
On a ferry.
She sat down like
on floating metal
stairs. It was
stairs.
the kind of thing where she hovered for a minute, like, it's like, what's going to happen now? And before I could process, is something, boom. And she sat on me. She sat backward on the top step. It was like the horse. I'm not going. The rider can go over the steeple, but I'm sitting down. And she bonk. And because I was walking, she sat on my knee, which was in the air, and took herself out and me. So like a couple of domino dopes at the top of the steps. Now we fell down. And I should admit that earlier when we were trying to take a selfie, I accidentally put my fingers in her mouth. So I don't know what happened.
Are you guys legally married in some countries now because of
we're not high. We were not drunk. We were totally sober. And it got to that kind of moment. So we'd been acting this way. And then we fell out on the steps. And so everyone thought that we were kind of like chemically dependent. And then I was laughing so hard, that's why I lost my throat from voice and laughing. So I fell down on the metal and it's cold. And I'm sitting down and I drop all my bags. And then the mean ferryman came out. And he looked at her and he said the phrase, "Are you okay?" But he said it like he was saying, "Get the fuck off my boat." He said, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, I wish we could sue you somehow just to make your life uncomfortable. She was not okay.
I thank you for your obvious lack of concern.
It was shocking. It was kind of like a stroke or something happened. Her body gave out. I could tell the brain was not involved. It's very weird to see a human collapse. And then also to feel like their butt on your knee. Because it was like I somehow popsicle sticked her crack with my leg. I didn't understand what was happening. It was very weird and great. And then I laughed. And then, of course, I wet my pants. And then we're back to talking about the underpants. That's how this retreat went for me. It didn't
I feel
make
like
a lot
that's
of sense.
how all of the retreats go for you. Amy has an away game. I need extra underpants. We need to write this shit down. And until next time. I'd like you to name one where that didn't happen. That just seems to be your usual.
There's too many realizations about my life this year. I feel like, how could I go so long without knowing any of this stuff about myself? And I always say to my husband, he's been there for a very long time. I always say to him, "Did you know this the whole time?" He's like, "Yeah, of course." Like he's looking at me.
Yeah,
like, how did you miss this? And I guess I look at him thinking, why did you buy this? Because the whole thing. If I knew that this was what I was getting in for, I would not have selected it. So I guess I should give him some credit because that's nice that he wants to be neighborly or whatever. But I don't understand how any of the things happen in my life. And I'm a learned individual.
Yeah, you're a bright girl.
I have a lot of schmarts. And then I also have a whole lot of stupids. They're combining in ways that are delightful, I think.
Well, I think they're delightful and they make it fun to go away with you. Hey, just as an FYI, my daughter got into the University of Delaware this weekend.
I'm kind of sad about that. Congratulations.
I'm sad because she's not going. She's waiting
I'm
to
grateful
hear.
that she's not going. I don't want her to go there. Good for you.
Why?
I don't want her to go there.
I want her to go to the honors program there.
I don't want her to go there. It's an excellent school. It would very likely be a great fit for her, and I know the experience would be perfect. I don't want her to go anywhere that you two went. I want her to go to a new and other place. For zero reason.
She feels that way
too. For zero
too.
reason.
I
there
think
is
she
no
feels
reason.
that way too.
Yeah.
And it's hurtful.
Well, in the same...
It's hurtful when she says, I don't want to go there. You went there. You don't have to be mean about it. You could just say, I want my own path. And you can absolutely have your own path at a school where I went 100,000 years ago.
Oh, it's a totally different school. No,
Totally different school.
And all of it, there is no repeating it, even if you wanted to. But
Because it was magic, and you can't repeat that magic.
Bingo. I respect her for that. It's weird. In our collective, we have another child who wanted to go to the alma mater of one of our friends, and I didn't want that either. The child wanted it because it was the alma mater, and I thought that I don't like that for you. I want you to have a different.
Met there.
I want you to have a different experience, and in your case, the opposite is true. I don't want the child to go to your alma mater. I want her to go somewhere else. So I don't know. I don't have reasons for these other than I know that they're right. I don't need evidence. I've learned already. I know what's right.
That's actually one of your crack-a-mimi things that you know with no evidence whatsoever this to be true.
Ravioli, some things are good. You know what? That's just the way the world is.
I need you not to forget to put that survey on our page about the best
I
pocketed food.
will neglect to do it, but I will be reminded and then do it. That's how that works.
Fair enough.
I'm not doing it because I choose to abandon you. I just abandon you. And then I say, oh, shit. And then I come back and get you.
Perfect. Dear listener, thank you so much for showing up for us. Tell us your thoughts on the perfect pocket food, whether it's Italian, Polish, German, Asian of any sort. If it comes in a dim sum pocket of sort, tell us what your favorite pocket food is. And tell Amy that it's obviously not ravioli. That's the most boring of pocketed foods. Also, tell us which Chris you hate the most. Is it Chris Pratt because he's a
has to be
Brad?
That has to be
Brad Pratt.
It has to be him. You get to hate anybody else.
And if I miss the real reason,
he's at the zenith of hate. He is at the ravioli seat of hatred.
Currently, he is. But if there's another reason that I missed that you hate him, and I forgot, I'm human, and I know after a while of listening to our podcast, you don't realize that we're human, but we are. We're just like you. We put our pants on with or without underwear,
we
one leg at a time.
On the ferry and stick our fingers in strangers' mouths.
In mouths. I think I've done that to you before. I'm like, here, try this. Why is my finger still in your mouth? I don't understand. Pull it out now. Hit us up.
Wet. Yeah, it's not
brilliantobservations@gmail.com. You know all the socials. I've already mentioned them twice. We love that you listen.
I have one last thing to say.
Say
if
it.
you're tickled by this podcast,
Tickle,
if it
tickle.
brings you a smile, if you enjoy, an easy and great thing for you to do is to share it with a friend. Tell somebody, open their phone, ask it in whatever language it listens, and say, open Brilliant Observations podcast, click play. I was at this retreat. I did not say that I have a podcast. I was outed by other friends there who knew I had a podcast and saying, and she does a podcast. It didn't feel like it didn't feel like the right thing. Once they said it, lots of people, took out their phones. One woman actually said, you will be my first podcast.
Oh, really?
It's like saying, I've never used a verb. Like it's weird.
Like saying, no, it's like saying, I've never eaten salmon.
Yeah, but I'm not weird. So she's going to listen to it. So you could be that friend for my friend Kit. You could have a Kit.
Weird.
You could have a Kit in your life who has just blissfully bounced along, doesn't know a thing about podcasts, and you could really spoil that experience by starting her with ours. So we invite
I did that
you to
with
do
Stuart's
that.
friends this weekend too, and they're like, "You have a podcast? What do you talk about?" I'm like, "See this? This is
Talk
it."
about dicks. Talk about dicks. Trash,
Sometimes we talk about dicks.
Ravioli. Dicks. Yeah.
And your job is to research the shapes of vaginal hair. That's your job. And
On it.
thank you for listening. We love you.
Bye.
Bye.